The Patoka Lake Clean Up is coming up August 25th. I hope you participate. I plan to. Hello and welcome to 18 WJTS in.form. I'm your host, Bill Potter. Joining me in the studio is John Wade and Carla Striegel-Winner. Now, Carla is with the DuBois County Solid Waste District. John is with Patoka Lake Watershed.
Correct.
Okay. And John, we're going to go to you first. What is the watershed?
Well, the watershed basically is the Patoka Lake. We all live in a watershed. In other words, anywhere where water, rain, snow melting comes, it flows in a definite direction and eventually ends up either in a creek, in the river, or in a lake. So pretty well everybody has a watershed. What we're looking at is the Patoka Lake watershed. And that has about 8 different little sub-watersheds that then run in and make the lake. And the Patoka Lake watershed is only concerned of that watershed into the lake and ends at the dam. So that's our main concern. The lake itself, 8,800 acre lake, 161 miles of shoreline. And so there's a lot of shoreline that needs to be taken care of. Plus we do some roadsides too. So that's our watershed. Now there are other watershed groups. There's a Middle Patoka River watershed. They start from Jasper and go to Gibson County. So there's different watersheds. We're concerned only with that watersheds that come into the lake, ends at the dam.
Okay. And then why is the Solid Waste District involved? Because not only is your Solid Waste District involved, but also other counties as well.
Right, yeah, the Crawford County Solid Waste District and as well as the Orange County Solid Waste District have been involved in our cleanup. And both Crawford County and Orange County Solid Waste District, we are on the Watershed Committee. So the Patoka Lake Watershed encompasses 3 different counties within that watershed, Orange, Crawford, and DuBois. So I sit on the Watershed Committee with John, and our Soil and Water Conservation District in DuBois County has a member in that committee. So there's several stakeholders basically that sit on that committee, and then one of the things that we do with that is plan this huge annual event, the Patoka Lake Clean Up. So yeah.
So the Patoka Lake Cleanup is Saturday, August 25th.
Yep.
But it's at a new location this year. It starts at 8 in the morning.
Correct.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
correct.
Yeah.
Well, let's start talking about it. You are needing volunteers to show up who are willing to walk along the shoreline or along roads and pick up trash, basically, so that it doesn't end up in Patoka Lake.
That's correct. To give you an instance, last year we had 178 volunteers, and they picked up about 1,600 pounds of regular trash. We also do recycling, so they picked up about 200 and something pounds of recycling trash. Also, to give you an idea, this is the 12th year for our cleanup, and up through the 11th year, we've picked up 32,100 pounds and had over 870 volunteers. That's 16 tons of trash in 11 years.
Wow. But it's all keeps it out of Patoka Lake, which is our drinking water.
Exactly.
Exactly, it's drinking water. And that I guess could bring up a good reason, why are we doing this? Why do we even worry about the lake? Well, you got recreation, and you've got flood control, and you've got drinking water. Recreation, they say the last data is about 750,000 people used the area for recreation. Flood control, there's been like $117 million saved in damages because of the lake itself and flood control. And then also economics, if you have 700 and so thousand volunteers or visitors, then they're spending money. And I think roughly it's like $16.5 million is spent yearly, and a lot of that is spent within 30 miles of the area. Also, there's about 190 jobs, they say, that's a direct relationship of the lake, and that's $5.5 million in wages. That economics and recreation. Now, drinking water, if you were from the West, you knew that drinking water was like gold. I mean, everybody wanted drinking water. And they thought the Midwest, well, no problem, but that's changing. Drinking water is becoming very important. All you have to do is remember Flint, Michigan, and you can see some potential problems. So we have Patoka Lake Water and Sewer District that provides drinking water to 11 southwestern counties. It affects about 37,000 households and 100,000 people, and it's pumping about 7 million gallons of water per day. So if you have, it has about 850 miles of pipeline. So we're going all the way from Paoli, all the way down to the Ohio River, Rockport, that we're furnishing water. There's 100,000 people that, if it wasn't for probably Patoka, would not have good, safe, clean drinking water.
Now, you bring that up, and I'll tell you one reason I do the cleanup. I enjoy it. There's a good feeling when that day is done that you did something with your time that makes the world a better place.
Right.
And that's important to me. I enjoy it for that. And I like physical activity. It's kind of fun to be outside.
Yeah, and people really do enjoy it. And it is, it is a challenge when we have, almost 200 people showing up to volunteer. So we have to be very organized. So when folks come in at 8 a.m., we've got everything ready for you. You're going to sign a waiver form, and then you're going to get the safety talk, and then you're going to go and you're going to get your supplies, and you're going to learn about what you can and can't recycle, and you're going to get assigned an area that you feel comfortable going to. So we do all of that, and then people just really have fun with it. It's just nice to see so many like-minded people that really want to see stuff get cleaned up, come together on that day and clean for about 2.5 hours straight, bring in almost a ton of trash and recycling, and then of course there's all the goodies afterwards that people really enjoy as well.
And so volunteers are needed. People and they don't need to register ahead of time.
No, they do not need to register ahead of time.
178 before, you may end up with 200 this time. So you kind of
That's right. Yeah.
No.
So people can just show up that morning. But we want to point out it's at a different location. If you've done it before, it's at a different location. Also, groups are encouraged. If like a class wants to get together, or a Boy Scout troop, or a card party, looking for things to do.
Yeah.
They may want to contact you so that if there's a group coming, you can kind of organize that differently. But if not, just still show up that morning.
Exactly. Yeah. If you do have a group, especially a youth group that would like to come, we'd like to get those waivers done ahead of time, so we can email you the waiver form. You can have all those taken care of before you get there. We have a group from Northeast Du Bois that comes every year, and they're just a great group of young folks from the high school, and so they usually get their waivers done ahead of time. So if there is a group coming, especially a youth group coming, we wouldn't mind if you do that ahead of time, contact us ahead of time. You can do that through our Facebook page, or call the Patoka Lake Nature Center. We have that listed as our number because they're there on weekends and easier to get a hold of. So, yeah.
8 o'clock is not a hard time, is it? I mean, if somebody could show up at 7:30 if that's what their schedule is, but you're going to be ready for them around 7:30?
We
but
will
could
be.
show up at 9.
They can show up at 9. We'll still be around and still be able to get them out to an area. But the important thing is people, especially in our area, I think people like to get out, get stuff done, and then go on with their day at the rest of the day. So all of our stuff is going to be done by 12:30, so they can go enjoy the rest of their day, after getting that warm, fuzzy feeling of cleaning up 2 tons of trash. So they can come later if they want. We have some stragglers that come in because they, couldn't quite be there at 8. Maybe they're coming in at 9:30. But we will have lunch immediately following, like right at 11 o'clock. Take a group picture, do lunch, goodie bags, T-shirts, all that good stuff, the door prizes.
We might point out, too, that's Eastern Standard Time. We're in this time
Eastern
zone
time,
range.
yeah.
So it's Eastern Standard Time that we start at, yes.
Now, we are in a different location than what you had been in the past, but really close to that same location, because this year you're focusing on the dam. Is that right? So this is the dam cleanup? Is that what we want to call it?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's not that we're focusing on the dam. We just have a different location. This location is going to be better for us. Of course, we're trying it out. Yes. But the Corps of Engineers staff has been absolutely amazing to work with.
Yes.
Greg Carpenter out there, his staff has just been so wonderful and accommodating. He is on our Watershed committee now, and he offered the office there. They have bays. They're pulling all their equipment out of the bays so that we can use the bays. So in case we would have too much sun, right? Because we're not going to mention the R word. But so if we, if it's a little too warm, we will be able to be in the shade in the bays. So we think it's going to be just a really great location. And so we're not really focusing on the dam. It's just a couple miles down the road from where it was before.
Okay, so where you've turned before, give a little direction.
Yeah, you want to.
Okay, if you're coming from Du Bois, going through Celestine, I believe is it 545, the highway, you're probably 3 miles from Celestine, 545 T's and goes north.
Big sign.
Yes, and you just follow that. Where you used to turn off at Hoosier Marina, you just keep going north, straight. And eventually, probably another 5-6 miles down the road, you'll see where it says Corps of Engineers and this big drive that goes into it.
Okay, and that's where folks need to go.
Right, and we will have arrows also.
Yeah, we'll have yellow signs that say clean up, and yellow signs with big black arrows that say clean up this way. And
Now, the volunteers should dress how? Because it's going to be a day of you're going to be out in the woods.
Mm-hmm. Well, basically, just we prefer long pants and hard-toed shoes, no flip-flops or something like that. Other than that, we furnish everything else, gloves, insect spray. We should have sunscreen. There'll be two different bags. We have 33-gallon black bags, which are just for the general trash. Okay. And then the recycle will have, I think they're clear, aren't they? Or do they? Yeah. Clear bags. So, but again, if it gets confusing, you could probably you don't want to put regular trash in the recycling, but we'd like to separate those, and because they're two different color bags, it should be easier for them. So that's it. Everything else, we'll have water, lots of water for people. When they're done with picking up trash, all they do is set it along the roadside, and then probably be either DNR or the Patoka Water District trucks will come and pick it up. Take it back to the site. We really want to emphasize that we'd like everyone to be there at 11 afterwards, because we're not going to feed anybody until we can get our big picture. We missed last year because with people coming and going so much. We would like as many people to be back at 11. We don't think there should be any problem with 3 hours of picking up trash or 2 hours. Bring it, set it to the road and come on back, because we really would like to get a group picture of the trash in front, recycle, and then everybody that helped with that. And after that, then we'll have a big feed.
And volunteers can be young or old, right?
Yeah, we encourage families to come. We actually have quite a few families that come, and we like that. Of course, some places might not be safe for families, but that's why we assign you to an area. We're going to assign you to an area based on your comfort level and the safety of your family, your kids. So we aren't going to assign anybody an area they do not feel comfortable with. We've got safety vests, and we love to see people bring the kids out to help, because the kids really get into it. And if they're growing up knowing we're not going to throw litter down, and not only that, we're going to go one step further and we're going to help clean up what other people did. That's just great for kids to grow up learning that. So yeah, we want to encourage that.
And I think the other thing is, once we bring in this trash and put it in front of the truck, people are amazed at the amount of trash. I'm not saying, and it's probably 1% of the people that are doing this, because when you have 700,000 people, 1% probably doing it. The majority are great. They're probably picking up trash while they're out there. But we always have to worry about that 1%.
Now, you do have sponsors. You want to thank your sponsors?
Yes. We can't do this without the financial sponsors. And of course, so we do have on our committee, we have some agencies that do a lot of work. And of course, the Corps of Engineers, Patoka Regional Water, and the DNR, they do a lot of work and a lot of hours putting this together and take part on our committee. But then also we have financial sponsors, and we had a kind of a late sponsorship come in from Trans-Canada Pipeline, which we're super excited about. They didn't make it to the back of the t-shirt. We are sporting our new t-shirts this year. No one else has access to
this is what you're going to get.
But on the back of our t-shirts, Trans-Canada will not be on there because they came in a little bit late with their sponsorship, didn't get on the t-shirt, but they gave us a very generous sponsorship this year. In addition, Orange County Community Foundation, Orange County Solid Waste District, both financially sponsor this event. Du Bois County Community Foundation puts money in on this event. Du Bois County Solid Waste District, Crawford County Solid Waste District, and then Du Bois County Soil and Water Conservation District puts money in on the event annually, or has this year, and usually does annually. And then we had a really nice little donation from the Du Bois County, or the Du Bois REC this year as well. And I think I got everybody, but I'm just going to look at my cheat sheet. I got it.
Okay. All right. Thanks to all those sponsors.
Yeah, I mean, without them, we couldn't do this because the t-shirts are free for folks. The fish fry is free. You know, the goodie bags are free, and it's all because, and you know, it's not just the financial sponsors. It's the folks that are donating door prizes, which you guys donated the Leonard
Yes.
Skinner tickets, as well as
great.
Holiday World tickets from the radio station and the TV station. So that kind of stuff is awesome too. You know, so we really appreciate all of that.
With the donors too, bring up a couple. Basically what we do is after people sign in, we just kind of randomly pick a name and we put that with a prize, and then when they come in they can look at their name and the board. Well, Branchville has 2 homemade rocking chairs that they've gave. We have rain barrels, and then you have given the Leonard Skinner tickets. So
we're hoping one of us wins those now.
I think we're doing pretty good, and of course there's others that have donated too. But I think we got some pretty good things.
So it's a great day.
Yeah, it is. It's a lot of fun.
Saturday, August 25th, 8 o'clock, near the dam is where it starts.
Yep.
And then you'll be assigned a spot. You'll get a free t-shirt, you'll get some food, and a chance at some great prizes, but more than anything else, you'll get that good feeling, and you'll make a difference in the environment. Thanks to both of you for coming in.
Thanks
Thank
so
you.
much, Bill.
Our guests have
We
been
appreciate
Carla Striegel-Winner with the Du Bois County Solid Waste District and John Wade with the Patoka Watershed. Thank you very much for watching WJTS in.form. I hope to see you on Saturday morning, August 25th, for the Patoka Lake Clean Up. I'm Bill Potter for WJTS in.form. We're local people watching local people.